Have you ever pondered over how ancient the history of erotic art might be? The answer might surprise you. The gates of our secret garden are now open. Welcome to the monastery lost in the woods, that hidden place where you and me are going to sit together and have a chat in peace. Tonight, under a full moon, we are going to talk about sex. Long before the emergence of printed media, television, or the internet, our forebears were crafting their own forms of sensual artistry. From cave drawings to crafted pottery, from sculptures to wall paintings, the urge to portray and celebrate the human form in all its sensual magnificence is a consistent element deeply embedded in our shared history. Consider, for example, the sensual wall paintings of Pompeii, preserved forever by the volcanic eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. These vibrant depictions of intimate acts were not concealed in private rooms, but displayed brazenly on the walls of homes and public areas. They stood not just as a testament to human fervor, but also as symbols of fertility and abundance. Similarly, ancient Indian temples are adorned with detailed carvings that illustrate a variety of sexual postures and acts. Referred to as the Kama Sutra carvings, these artworks were created to educate and motivate, mirroring the culture's comprehensive view of sexuality as a vital aspect of human existence. Over in ancient Greece, pottery was frequently decorated with scenes of sexual intimacy. Such artworks were not merely accepted but celebrated, reflecting a society with a liberated perspective on sexuality. Even the Moche civilization of ancient Peru left behind ceramics featuring explicit scenes, serving as proof of their sophisticated perspectives on sexuality and gender roles. Shifting our focus to East Asia, sensual prints known as shunga were prevalent in Japan during the Edo period. These prints, typically featuring couples in private settings, were considered both pieces of art and aids for couples' interactions. These instances substantiate that erotic symbolism is not a recent development, but a core aspect of human culture and history. Our curiosity about the sensual and the erotic is as ancient as civilization itself, mirroring our inherent urge to investigate, articulate, and comprehend our own sexuality. Therefore, our ancestors were well acquainted with the erotic, and their artistic creations stand as the earliest recognized examples of erotic art. As we transition into the 1900s, sexual allure gains acceptance, with pin-up artwork and provocative magazines taking the limelight. The dawn of the 20th century, there was a global shift in how allure and elegance were depicted. The emergence of retro-inspired magazines and pin-up periodicals were a testament to this modification, offering a fresh platform for sexual allure to be admired and indulged in. These periodicals, teeming with images of appealing, often skimpily dressed models, turned an iconic symbol of the era. Pin-ups were a distinct cultural trend. They initiated as humble illustrations in periodicals, but soon metamorphosed into a considerable part of mainstream culture. These depictions, primarily of women, were not solely about objectification. They were about glorifying the female form, and many opine they served to empower women and contest societal standards. But as these representations of allure and desire became widespread, they were not universally accepted. Several of these magazines encountered substantial backlash. There were disputes over censorship, with antagonists arguing that such images were inappropriate and had a corrupting influence on society. Yet, in spite of the controversy, these magazines persisted to flourish. They were more than a collection of depictions. They were a mirror reflecting a transforming society. They contested the status quo, tested boundaries, and initiated a discussion about sexuality, desire, and liberty of expression. The influence of these periodicals on society is profound. They ignited conversations, drew both admiration and criticism, and set the stage for the development of explicit content in the impending years. They shattered obstacles, leading the way for more explicit content that would eventually find its place in films, television, and the World Wide Web. Amid controversy and censorship, these retro-inspired publications and pin-ups held their ground. They were bold and audacious, and they revolutionized how society perceived allure, desire, and sensuality. They were not just a form of amusement, they were a driving force of change. These printed resources commenced a societal transformation, questioning the status quo and stretching the limits of what was deemed acceptable. The 1980s and 1990s witnessed a monumental shift in the consumption of adult material. With the emergence of cable television, the reach of pornographic content extended significantly. Earlier, adult magazines and clandestine movie theaters were the only sources of such content. However, with the mere flip of a switch, adult content was now accessible right within one's home. In a flash, the entire terrain of adult entertainment encountered a drastic transformation. Cable TV, offering an array of channels and round-the-clock broadcasting, presented the ideal platform for the dissemination of adult material. This was a breakthrough. It promised anonymity, convenience, and an extensive selection of content, serving a spectrum of tastes and preferences. This revolution brought along cultural repercussions. For once, pornography was not just a concealed, stigmatized topic, but a prominent part of mainstream media. It instigated discussions on freedom of expression, censorship, and the portrayal of sexuality on screen. Society was compelled to face and reassess its perspectives on adult content. The easy accessibility of such content also affected households, as it brought adult content within reach of teenagers and young adults, evoking concerns about early exposure to explicit content. This led to discussions on the necessity for suitable age restrictions and parental controls. However, the spread of adult content on cable TV also had its positives. It assisted in normalizing and destigmatizing conversations about sex and sexuality, while also presenting opportunities for the adult industry to expand and progress, thus creating room for more varied and inclusive content. The surge of adult content on cable TV brought such material directly into households, completely altering the terrain of adult entertainment. This period was marked by change, discussion, and development. It laid the groundwork for the next major shift in the realm of pornography, the internet. That's a tale coming right up. For now, let's acknowledge the role cable TV played in molding the world of adult entertainment as we perceive it today. In the dawn of the internet era, the demand for adult content triggered websites to evolve. This evolution led to breakthroughs in streaming technology and video codecs, answering the call for quicker, seamless playback of video materials. Adult-oriented sites, fueled by the aspiration to provide superior content to their audience, pushed the envelope, laying down the foundations for the streaming platforms we nowadays take for granted. But it was not all about content delivery. The challenge was how to monetize a product consumed in a completely new avenue. The adult industry was among the pioneers to wrestle with this conundrum, resulting in the emergence of safe online payment systems. It may seem hard to believe now, but there was a period when the idea of using your credit card online incited fear and doubt. The adult industry helped dismantle these obstacles, fostering faith in online transactions, and set the benchmark for e-commerce. As technology advanced, so did the ways in which people interacted with pornography. In the early days of the internet, the concept of cybersex emerged. It started as simple text-based interactions in chat rooms, broadening the horizon of erotic exchanges. These chat rooms were largely anonymous, granting people the liberty to probe their desires devoid of the fear of judgment or societal backlash. However, the nature of cybersex took a drastic turn with the emergence of online platforms designed specifically for this purpose. Websites started incorporating video chat features, enabling users to participate in more visual and interactive experiences. Not only did this enhance the sense of reality, but it also provided a level of control that conventional pornography often lacked. However, the game truly changed with the rise of virtual reality. VR technology hurled cybersex into an entirely new realm. It rendered a level of immersion that was previously inconceivable. With VR headsets and haptic feedback devices, users could now step into a virtual world and experience intimacy in ways that blurred the line between the virtual and the real. This transition towards more immersive and interactive experiences has profound implications for our understanding of intimacy. The virtual space provides a platform where people can explore their desires and fantasies devoid of physical limitations. It permits experiences that might be impossible or hazardous in the actual world. However, it's not devoid of its challenges. There's a growing apprehension over the potential for isolation, as virtual interactions might supplant real human connections. The ethical implications of virtual intimacy are also being examined. For instance, issues related to consent in the virtual space are intricate and still largely untapped. Despite these concerns, the ascendancy of cybersex and virtual intimacy is an irrefutable facet of our digital era. It's pushing limits, altering perceptions, and reshaping the landscape of adult content consumption. Cybersex and virtual intimacy have revolutionized not only the consumption of pornography, but also how we understand and experience intimacy itself. The dawn of AI introduces both potential advancements and ethical challenges in the domain of pornography. Artificial intelligence, commonly known as AI, has started to infiltrate every corner of our existence, and pornography is certainly not immune. With the introduction of AI technology, we are witnessing the emergence of deepfakes, digital performers, and even personalized material, all of which are significantly altering the panorama of adult entertainment. For example, deepfakes use AI to generate eerily lifelike videos by overlaying one individual's face on another's body. This discovery has unleashed a myriad of possibilities for pornographic content, enabling the production of videos featuring virtually anyone, even without their approval. This provokes a raft of ethical quandaries ranging from privacy invasion to non-consensual exploitation. AI is also being harnessed to create digital actors, virtual individuals who can partake in adult movies without requiring human actors. These digital performers can be altered to fulfill any fantasy, pushing the limitations of what is achievable in pornography. However, this also brings up debates about the potential objectification of sexual encounters and the effect this could have on our relationships and understanding of intimacy. Personalized material is another area being probed with AI. Visualize adult content that is customized to your unique preferences, dreams, and even reacts to your responses. It's an enticing prospect, but it also provokes apprehensions about privacy, data protection, and the possibility of manipulation. The incorporation of AI in pornography also triggers conversations about its societal repercussions. How will these developments influence our views on sexuality, consent, and privacy? What are the potential impacts on mental health, relationships, and societal standards? These are dilemmas we must confront as we navigate this uncharted territory. AI is revolutionizing the face of pornography, unleashing a Pandora's box of possible advantages and ethical issues. As we progress, it's vital that we scrutinize these developments, ensuring that technology is our servant, not our master. As we peer into what lies ahead, the scenario of adult content is poised for more noteworthy transformations. We are already in the digital era that has introduced numerous changes impacting how adult content is accessed, and this transformation is only set to pick up pace. For instance, virtual reality is progressively becoming an integral part of the adult entertainment experience. It's easy to foresee a future where individuals can completely dive into sensual experiences, feeling as if they're actively participating in the scene rather than just observing from a distance. Such technology harbors the promise of revolutionizing intimacy, creating a blur between the real and the imagined. Running parallel to this is the emergence of haptic technology. This refers to the digital reproduction of physical sensations to simulate touch and motion. Consider being able to experience the sensations of a scene, rather than just viewing it. The repercussions for adult content are enormous, and these come with their own set of ethical debates. Next, we have the incorporation of artificial intelligence. AI's role in generating deepfakes and fabricating personalized content is already evident. The foreseeable future might witness AI-powered adult content that is tailored to individual preferences, offering a more customized and immersive experience. However, this introduces dilemmas related to consent, privacy, and potential misuse. Furthermore, these technological progressions bring with them legal ramifications. As the boundary between real and digital fantasy gets increasingly vague, legal frameworks will need to adapt to safeguard individuals and society overall. This could potentially imply stricter rules around consent and usage of personal data, or perhaps legislation to counteract potential abuse of these technologies. In steering through this digital era, maintaining an ongoing dialogue and staying updated about the constantly changing scenario of adult content is critical. This isn't merely about the future of an industry, but the future of our society and our ability to comprehend and mediate the intricate relationship between technology, sexuality, and ethics. Artificial intelligence has become a key player in the evolution of pornography, employing technologies like deepfakes, virtual actors, and personalized content to push the boundaries of what's considered possible and ethical. As we look forward, we envision a landscape populated with both unprecedented potential and unpredictable pitfalls. Concepts like virtual reality, haptic technology, and increased AI integration promise to shape the future of pornography in ways that are just beginning to be conceived. As society wrestles with the implications of these advancements, one thing is undeniably clear: sex and pornography's impact on our society is profound and pervasive. We'd like to thank you for joining us on this intriguing journey through the history and influence of sex. It's a complex, ever-evolving landscape, and we hope you've found this exploration as enlightening as we have. We're eager to hear your thoughts on this topic, so feel free to share them in the comments section below. If you found this video informative and interesting, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more content like this. We appreciate your time and engagement. Stay curious and stay informed, and become in tune with the universe, friends. The gates of our secret garden are now closed.